Okay, this is going to be my review of the Terminus X Chromoly pinion. I bought this for, I think it was like $12, $14, something like that from Clandestine a couple months back, I think. And it's an okay pinion. I mean, it doesn't cost nearly as much as the riotsc pinion, which goes for like $20, I think, and it wasn't out at the time, so I went with this one because I wanted to try it out. This is my first and only real TX product, and it leaves me kind of lukewarm about the whole TX products thing. The pinion itself fit on my Chromoly armature pretty nicely to the point where it's pretty tight, so when I pressed it on and then I used some Loctite, it wasn't really going anywhere, so I didn't even bother with the grub screw here. The pinion itself is coated in this sort of like, I swear to God he said it was nickel boron, but someone else told me it's just like a hard chrome. I really wish he would have just made just a straight chromoly pinion though, which I think he does now, using some blend that Riot told him to use. Because after like a couple hundred rounds, when I first got this pinion, I tested it out in this Chromoly Frankentorque motor, which ironically this armature died on me, so I gotta throw that out sometime. But after the first couple hundred rounds, I pulled the motor out, just curious to see how the coating was going along, because I heard that it was starting to flake, and sure enough, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah, like it was starting to flake to the point where I could just take my finger and I just like flicked it off the sides. I think most of it is actually worn off the tips and everything. I'm not sure if it was because the shimming or the meshing between the pinion and the bevel was not correct or something, but regardless, the coating did not stand up the way I thought it was, and it doesn't really seem to add anything. I know when in the development, when he was making these, he said he was trying to increase surface lubricity or something like that. Just regular chromoly seems to work okay. But the good news is that the pinion itself stood up pretty well. Let's see if you can see the teeth. I mean, the teeth are still fairly straight, not bananaing like some other people would say, but it seems to be okay. For the price that I paid for it, it was an okay pinion. I'd give it like an average score, just because a lot of the hype surrounding the coat I think wasn't worth it, but for the price it's probably the cheapest chromoly pinion you can get out there, compared to like Sistema or the the riotsc one. But yeah, the only other thing that concerned me when the coating flaked off was that it sort of, I mean, I saw little flakes of it in my actual gearbox, and then I saw some of it, my concern would be that it works its way into the motor, into the armature and the windings and all that. That's a bigger concern, so yeah, if you can, I wouldn't recommend it just because there's straight chromoly pinions like the riotsc one out right now, that I would just go for that, and then figure out how you would affix it to like a D-type pinion or D-type shaft if you have that. But yeah, that's my review of the TX pinion.